Hello everyone. In today's lesson for class 11 business studies, we will discuss about a new chapter, that is forms of business organization. Before moving on to the forms of business organization, let's recapitulate what we have studied in the previous chapter, that is nature and purpose of business. We have studied about economic activities and categorization of economic activities into business, profession, employment. We have studied about business, characteristics of business, further classification of business activities into industry and commerce, and finally we came to know about various objectives of business. We came to also know about the business risk, characteristics of business risk, causes of business risk, and the last point in chapter number 1 was factors that should be considered for starting a business. And as there was no query from the side of the learners, it can be assumed that the topics are well clear towards the learners. And thus, in today's video, we will proceed with chapter number 2, forms of business organization. Let's follow the video.
In this lesson, we will learn about chapter 2 of class 11 business studies, that is forms of business organization. Before discussing about various forms of business organization, let's discuss what is exactly meant by form of organization. Form of organization states that what kind of ownership does a business organization have. So, discussing about various forms of business organization, we can say there are 5 types of business organization. Number 1, sole proprietorship. Number 2, joint Hindu family business. Number 3, partnership firm. Number 4, cooperative society. And number 5, joint stock company. And in this lesson, we will start with the forms of business organization one by one, discuss about its features, advantages and limitations. Let's start with sole proprietorship, and we will discuss its definition, its features or characteristics, the advantages of sole proprietorship and the limitations of a sole proprietorship form of business organization. The first form of business organization is a sole proprietorship business organization. In sole proprietorship business organization, it states that the business must be having only one owner and it should be controlled by the owner himself, and he should be responsible to bring the capital and conduct the business. Now, from the definition, we come to know about the characteristics of sole proprietorship. Number 1, it is very easy to form. Number 2, there is single owner. Number 3, as there is single owner, there will be no one to share the profits or losses, and with the single owner, only the owner will bring the capital, he will control, and therefore he will have unlimited liability. In this further displays, we will discuss the characteristics in details. The first characteristics for sole proprietorship business is easy formation. That means no legal license is required from the Companies Act or from the government to start a business. Yes, in some cases, some trade license is required for a particular area, and also it is very easy for the business organization to close its operation. Second characteristics being single owner describes that sole means only and proprietor means owner. That is why there is only one owner in the business organization. As there is no one another than the business owner, he only is responsible to bring the capital for the business or invest some goods or cash in the business. The owner of the business, being the only person in conducting the business, enjoys the all benefit received from earning of a profit. And yes, this is a direct reward, because whatever effort he puts in the operation of the business, profit is enjoyed by himself only. As the profit is enjoyed by the owner only, he will be responsible if there is a loss in the business or the business does not work. Now, in accountancy, we have studied that as per the law, the business is a separate identity and the owner is a separate identity. But in case of sole proprietorship, for law they are the same. That means whatever mishap occurs in the business, the owner will be fully responsible to overcome the situation. The only person conducting the business for a sole proprietorship is the owner. So it will be his decision to rule the business and carry out all the activities for the business organization without any interference from the outsiders. Next, we move on to the merits of sole proprietorship. The first merit of sole proprietorship is quick decision making. As only one person is conducting the business activities, there is no one to discuss with. He can take the prompt action towards a business activity. See, as discussed in the characteristics, there is no requirement for the sole proprietorship business to register under any act or to register under any law. So it is not required for the business proprietor to display his books of accounts to the auditors or get the books of accounts verified with the help of auditors, and thus the information can be kept confidential. Whatever effort the business proprietor puts for running the business, all the profit earned as a result of the effort will be enjoyed by the owner himself or herself, and thus he is earning a direct incentive as a result of the effort. If the business organization is working well and a profit is earned as a result of the business activity, then it gives a self satisfaction to the business owner, yes, that he has fulfilled all the goals of earning profit. So we can move forward with the next topic, that is limitations of sole proprietorship. The first limitations to discuss is limited resources. Now, as there is only one owner, whatever the personal savings the owner has will be invested as a capital, and if there is any need of money, the owner has to rush to the bank or any other financial institution. As compared to other forms of business organization, the capital invested in the business is very low. Now, as there is a single owner in the business, it becomes very difficult for the business organization to run if the owner dies or if the owner is insolvent or is incapable of conducting activities as a result of illness. So, the lifetime of the business is very limited. The total financial burden stands on the owner for a sole proprietorship business. That means if the owner fails to take proper decisions and these unfavorable decisions result in high liability, the owner has to attach his personal property to pay back those liabilities. The limitations discussed earlier, that is unlimited liability, is one of the most important limitations, or you can say that it is the most important drawback that a sole proprietorship organization faces. Now we can say that a person cannot be a master of all trades. That means he cannot control the organization at its best. So there is a lack of managerial ability. And with this, we have discussed the last point of limitations for sole proprietorship